Well, thank you very much, Jay Garegnani, Marcus Greaves, and we're joined by the man himself, head coach, Mr. Brian Dutcher. Coach, we appreciate you just taking some time with us. First question I have for you is just, you had a great time last year, but what's the expectation for you guys coming into this year?
When you raise the bar, the expectation is the highest the bar can go. And so we're going to try to do what we did again. I made the mistake of saying what we did last year was once in a lifetime. They said, no, first in a lifetime. Yeah. So the plan has to be to go back.
Yeah.
How different is this team, Coach, now? You had obviously some changeover, but you got the guards back, you got some guys back. What are people expecting to see this year from this team?
I mean, I got Lamont Butler, who hit the buzzer beater. I got Darrion Trammell, the South Regional MVP. Jaden Ledee, Micah Parrish. I got key pieces from last year's team. Now, can I integrate all the new guys? And what will they do? I got 2 returning sophomores in Elijah Saunders and Miles Bird that are really good players. I got transfers in Reese Waters and Jay Powell. Then I add freshmen. And so the key is it's like a chemistry experiment. How do you fit all those pieces together and form a really good team?
And Coach, with building that chemistry, we know that the Aztecs, it's down to the nitty-gritty defense. How do you get some guys that maybe haven't experienced that team defense like you guys play and get them to understand if you want to see the court, this is what you have to do?
It's our culture, and like when we recruit you, we don't get you in and then say, oh, by the way, you have to play defense. We tell everybody we recruit, if you don't want to play defense, don't come to this program. And so then we basically have them over a barrel. They've already agreed to it. So we get them in there, we work hard at it, we spend an exorbitant amount of time on the defensive piece of the game, and then we free flow on offense. We have structure, but we have freedom within that structure.
I talked to Lamont, and he said, hey, look, even though we went to a national championship game last year, we still kind of feel like that underdog. Do you feel like this team has that mentality, that underdog mentality still?
Yeah, I mean, we're a program with a chip on our shoulder. You know, we don't have guys that are McDonald's All-Americans. We have guys that want to be respected, and they work for their respect. They don't just say, I want to be respected. They go in the gym, they put the time in to earn their respect, and that's what we do every time we step on the floor.
And every team is going to be different every season, but what do you see about this team that maybe excites you a little more than even last year, or what you're just excited about this team?
Well, unfortunately, I think we're going to be better offensively, and we're a program built on defense. So we may have to score a few more points this year if the defense isn't what we want it to be.
You touched on the expectations. You said you guys raised the bar. You for the longest time had said, hey, we want to win the Mountain West. That's our goal. But now that the bar is raised, you're saying those expectations have fully changed?
I mean, we have 3 seasons. We have the preseason schedule, which is brutal. You know, we're playing at BYU, at Grand Canyon, at Gonzaga. We have games with Stanford and Cal. We have a game against St. Mary's, and then either play Xavier or Washington. So that's season 1. Then the conference gets here. And we know how hard the Mountain West is. The travel's hard, altitude's hard, and then we play that season, and then that takes us to the 3rd part of the season, which is Mountain West tournament and hopefully NCAA tournament. And so we're just trying to grow our program through all 3 phases of that season.
Last question I have for you, Coach, is obviously last year was amazing, and it is what it was, but now this year, you're looking forward. Do you ever just take a step back maybe and say, how amazing is it that you get to be in this position with these kind of guys and grow this program the way you have to what it is today?
Like I said, I've been doing this a long time, and I'm an expert on the age group from 17 to 22. So this is my age group. This is what I do. And so I've got a bunch of really good 17 to 22-year-olds that are about the right things, that want to win, that want to do the right things, both educationally and athletically, and that makes my job easy.
And we'll end on this. Your words, not mine. You said you've been doing this a long time. Do you still get that buzz? Do you still get that excitement going into every season?
I just feed off the kids. I mean, like I said, when you deal with young men that are motivated, that want to be pushed, that want the best out of you, I have to give them my best. You know, they're giving me their best. I have to return that to them. And as a coaching staff, I got the best coaching staff on the West Coast with Dave Velasquez, Chris Acker, J.D. Luster, now Aguka Rope. I've got guys that are givers, and so we give back to the team, and they give us everything they have.
Well said, and best of luck this year, Coach.
Thank
Appreciate
you so much,
Coach. We appreciate it.
Jay Garegnani alongside San Diego's favorite son, Lamont Butler. We talked about it a little bit right after it happened, but now that it's marinated, how has the shot changed your life?
Man, it's changed my life a lot. I mean, more people know me now. I mean, I get recognized, almost everywhere. So, I mean, it's just a lot more people know me. So, it's all cool. I mean, a lot of people come up to me and try to get autographs and stuff. Follower count went up. It's just kind of been crazy in that aspect. But I'm just trying to stay out the way and try to get back focused on basketball and school. So keep the important things important.
What do you remember about that shot? Not necessarily the exact shot itself, but kind of the moment in all of it.
I really just remember like the way everyone felt after.
Yeah.
Just going after it to my room and my family, and they were all excited. Going back and seeing the clips of my teammates, all excited and running up. So I really remember that, and the way people felt after everything that happened. So.
How excited are you to be back for another year here at San Diego State?
Oh, I'm real excited, man. Another year in the Mountain West, another year to prove people wrong. I mean, we got a really good team this year. It's a little bit different from last year, but it's always different every year. We're going to go out there and compete and, try to win as many games as possible.
How have the expectations changed for you guys? I know for the longest time, Dutch was always talking about winning the Mountain West Conference. Now that you've gone on a national championship run, have the expectation changed in that locker room?
Yeah, that's the expectation, to go out there in the tournament and do as best as we can, go as far as we can. I feel like we just changed that aspect for San Diego State history. Even after we leave, it's going to be like that. For the fans, for us, that's just what we expect to do.
This team has changed, as you mentioned. What can people expect to see this year with some newcomers coming in? And also, you got the guards back. A little bit of change, a little bit of the same, right? What can people expect to see?
I think our versatility offensively is going to be one of the biggest changes. We have a lot of people that can score the ball at a high level, so we're going to be moving the ball at a high rate, and everybody's going to be getting off, and then defensively we're going to be out there competing as always. So it's going to be a really exciting times at Viejas.
Can you feel the buzz leading into this season, especially from the fans? I mean, they were so behind you guys during that run, and now the expectations are so high. Can you feel that buzz as it's getting ready here?
Oh, of course, the buzz is high. We're ready for it though. We're ready to go out there and play, go out there and compete, and and one more month from now, we're going to be able to see what we can go out there and do.
How do you guys manage the expectations? Right now the bar is set so high. What do you guys do to stay within yourself?
We still feel as the underdog, even though we went there. I feel like still a lot of people, down that we can get back, or down that we can play as good as we did. So we still have that underdog mentality of going out there and competing and trying to win as many games as possible.
You going to be out there talking a bunch of smack this year, or what kind of voice are we going to hear out there on the floor from you?
Nah, I don't talk smack. I just go out there and play and try to win. But I'm going to be a lot louder in like leadership.
Yeah.
More vocal, trying to get guys going and cheering guys on. So that's what you'll see from me.
All right, Lamont. Thanks so much for the time. Appreciate it. Have a great year.
Well, we're joined here with senior guard Darrion Trammell. Darrion, first of all, just tell us, man, how you're feeling. Another season coming around, and fill us in, man. How you feeling?
We're excited. Obviously we lost a lot of pieces, but we have new guys. They're going to come in. They're going to bring their own thing to our team this year. We have a whole dynamic we have to build up again, and so we're just excited about that. And just going into this season, I feel like we're going to be recognized a little more from our run last year. So a lot more eyes are going to be on us, and so we have to be ready for that.
And that's what I want to ask is, how do you prepare for that? A lot more eyes on you, but that comes with a lot of criticism as well. How do you just attack that, really?
Just the guys we have. I feel like everyone has been criticized throughout their career or undervalued or thought they couldn't do certain things, and they ended up doing it. So I think that just comes with our team chip on our shoulder. So we're ready for all the criticism and the praise. We know they both come hand in hand, so we'll be ready for both.
And you got to fill a lot of roles that are now open for a lot of guys. How is that going to go, and what's the challenges of, I guess, finding a way to fill those and be the team that you guys were last year or better?
Mm-hmm. Well, Dutch does a great job recruiting guys. He's going to recruit great pieces who are going to complement each other. We all put our egos to the side. We know that for the greater good, we're trying to win. We're trying to go as far as we can in the tournament. And so that just comes with being unselfish and knowing your role. But at the end of the day, we're going to have to guard. So this summer was great, and the coaches have definitely prepared us to let us know how hard these games are to win at this level.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think you need to do in order to take that next step this upcoming season?
Just pretty much build off what I had last year. Just being whatever I need to be for my team at the time. We have a lot of talented players, a lot of people who can go out there and get 20. So I think just being assertive at times, but also understanding that it's always not going to be my game. And just being that great leader on the floor, and just making sure the new guys here, the transfer here, understand like it's not going to be easy. Like, all our games are going to be pretty difficult, and so getting them to understand that early is going to, ultimately pay off for us in the end.
And how does your role change coming into this next year?
I think I just need to step up as a more consistent scorer. Obviously, keep being consistently a player on defense, getting into guards, 94 feet, and bringing that tenacity. Making sure my team is there as far as being having our mindset ready and our energy right.
Mm-hmm. And we talked last year at the beginning of the season. You were excited to be an Aztec, but you didn't really know what it was going to bring. Now that you know, you guys made it to a national championship last year. I mean, was it even what you expected, or just kind of describe your first feelings with the Aztecs last year?
Honestly, we went further. I wouldn't say further than I thought, but I was obviously a little surprised. Obviously, we thought we were going to go far, but no, there was no limit to that, and we pushed it to almost the full limit, almost getting a national championship. But being an Aztec is great. There's a lot of love around the city, and they're going to keep supporting us, and especially off last year, they're excited for this season. So we're going to have a lot of energy in that building this year.
And when you guys got back to San Diego, obviously a very warm welcome at Snapdragon Stadium. How cool was that for you to experience and just see what big-time basketball is really like?
It put everything to light. It let us understand how excited the city was for us. So just thinking outside of ourselves, the city has a lot to be proud of, and we want to give them another one.
Mm-hmm. And do you ever think, when you're just looking back, your story of how you got here, and then when you step foot on that national championship floor, how crazy was that for you just to understand that everything that you went through, you're here right now?
It's just part of the work in the process. Yeah. Everything's not built to just happen right away. Everything has its time. It's God's timing. So, just stay down and do everything the right way, the correct way, and ultimately you'll be successful.
And personal goals that you have for yourself this season?
Just keep getting my name out there and keep earning the respect I deserve. I feel like even then people are going to doubt me and say things.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be ready for it, and I just want to keep proving myself at this level and ultimately for the next level. Mm-hmm.
Last question I have for you, man, is can we expect a little more smack talk from you? I kind of like that when I see it on the floor, man.
It's natural. Just when it's a mode thing. Like, once I get in that type of mode, it definitely comes out a little bit. But I think Dutch and other coaches want me to take a little step back because it can get me in the bad places.
Yeah. Hey, man, well, we appreciate it and good luck this season, man. Thank you so much, brother.
Jake Garegnani, Marcus Greaves with the Commissioner of the Mountain West, Gloria Nevarez. Gloria, first of all, it's almost been a full year since you've taken over as the second Commissioner of the Mountain West. How have you settled in, and how are you feeling about this upcoming basketball season?
Well, it certainly has had a lot going on in that year as far as conference realignment, but it's really been super fun, and this league is really, really well built.
We have to ask the question of how crazy this last few months have been with the realignment. Just kind of give us a little insight of why coming back to the Mountain West, or why San Diego State coming back to the Mountain West was a good thing for the conference.
Yeah, well, I've always said San Diego State in our league makes us stronger. What they've built there is amazing. They have a very strong program. With regard to conference realignment, I have a lot of affinity to the Pac-12. Worked there, I'm an alum of one of the schools, and I'm still frustrated and a little bit heartbroken about what happened. I can't imagine a Western region without the Pac-12.
Trust me, I understand. I'm an Oregon State guy, so it's tough.
What is that relationship like with San Diego State, given everything that went on, and how is the health of that, and where you guys feel you're at?
Really good, and they've been very transparent and communicative about their aspirations. When I took the job, we had those conversations. They were very forthright about it, and at the end of the day, it's professional, and they are with us 100%. We communicate regularly.
And is there any chance of maybe expansion in the Mountain West for teams like Oregon State or teams like Washington State?
Well, certainly. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow, and we are positioned and ready to take advantage of opportunities and anything that makes us stronger. So we're really open to it all, but in this environment, there's a lot outside of our control. So what we are focusing on who we are, what we can do to be ready, and if there's opportunity, we hope to capitalize.
Talking a little bit about basketball here at the Mountain West Media Days, what was it that made San Diego State's run so successful, and what did it do for the Mountain West Conference?
You know as well as anyone how special a run like that can be. The basketball tournament is no small thing. It's a long road. In addition to all the preparation and hard work, there's no small amount of luck, chance, seeding, that type of thing. And so for something like that to happen, it was so special to be a part of, so wonderful to watch. Couldn't have happened to a better group of, coaches and players. And really, that type of brand elevation and exposure was just so amazing for us.
And that's what I want to ask is how much of that exposure truly helped the Mountain West, and how did you see it from, a bird's eye view?
Well, I forget was it the first or second game they were sent far across the country, but one can argue that the Mountain West travel footprint helped prepare them for that. An airplane trip like that is sometimes, every third week in a league like ours. That, plus the gauntlet that they went through to get to our and win championship was just amazing because we were so deep. We had 4 teams go to the tournament. But also, while they were on their run, certainly it was all about the Aztecs, but they really made an effort to talk about how league play and our championship prepped them for that kind of competition.
And how important was that run in a sense of the Mountain West had struggled in that first round of the NCAA tournament, and then all of a sudden, the Aztecs went on a full run. So kind of had that the wrap around them that they struggled in the first round. But was it important to kind of get over that hump as well?
Absolutely. And those first round games, they're not easy, and especially seeding plays such a factor in that. And especially when you're in those middle seeds, boy, you can really pull some difficult games. So certainly we appreciate that San Diego State not only broke out of that, but went all the way. But, there were some games, I think that Nevada ASU game, play that 3 out of 4 times, and who knows.
And so now looking ahead to this basketball season, what are you most excited for?
Honestly, the depth of the league, right? From a conference perspective, you want a really strong regular season, you want an exciting tournament, but most of all, we want the most teams in the tournament at the best possible position seeding. So consistently performing to that level during the season so that when the selection committee meets, we're well thought of.
And the final question I have for you, as you think about this conference moving forward, everyone wants to talk about realignment and everything, but you obviously are sold on the Mountain West. Where do you see this conference growing and moving forward over the next few years?
Right. Well, I think I'm very optimistic about our position. There are 10 FBS leagues, and we are squarely in a position that if we keep competing the way we do, to consistently have that top 5 in that ecosystem position, both for football and, definitely top 5 for men's and women's basketball.